One of the most beneficial things you can do as a guitar player who wants to truly express himself on the instrument is to learn new scales. But that can be overwhelming because there's a lot of scales. Sometimes it's a dry topic, it's boring, it's full of mathematical things that you don't necessarily want to study. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you should approach learning new scales. That's coming up. Hi everyone, my name is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping electric guitar players like yourself express themselves further on the instrument. You have a true unique voice. I'm here to help you find that voice and develop it a little further. Today is all about scales. Here's the method. For the purpose of this video, we're going to use a scale called the Ultra Locrian mode, but it really doesn't matter what you choose. From simple pentatonic scale to more complex exotic scales, the method remains the same. Step number one, you should know the formula of the scale. The formula is the blueprint of the scale. That's going to give you the intervals of a scale. An interval is the distance between two notes, and that gives each scale its unique sound. I know you might be thinking that intervals are really a dry subject. They're boring. It's mathematical. I just want to rock. I don't care about all that stuff. That's okay, but here's why you probably should care. In music, you want to match musical elements if you want to sound appealing to most people. If you know your intervals, if you know what makes a major chord, the intervals of that major chord, you'll be able to select a scale that shares the same intervals found in that particular chord you're playing over. So starting with the blueprint of the scale that you're studying is really important. That's going to tell you basically, where can I use that scale? The blueprint of this particular scale that we're working on, and again, you can do that with anything, is root, flat second, flat third, flat fourth, flat fifth, flat sixth, and double flat seven. This diagram lists all the possible notes for an A Ultra Locrian scale. If you were to play any of these notes against an A on the bass, you would have the Ultra Locrian color, which brings me to step number two. Create a simple backing track. You can use a looper if you want. Just play an A in the background, loop that, and then we'll get to the next part. Or with a digital audio workstation, create a simple backing track, which is what I'm doing right here. And then we can move on to step number three. This third step is my favorite step. It's the exploration step. You have your drone in the background, a simple backing track where you just have an A on the bass, for example, if you're working an A. You have in front of you the full diagram, and we're just going to explore the fretboard. As you're exploring, the most important thing is happening subconsciously. Whatever you're working on, as long as you follow what's on your diagram, your ear, your inner ear, is going to hear what we refer to as colors, attraction things. All the notes that you're playing, whether it's single notes or chords that you're selecting from there, are going to be attracted to that root. And subconsciously, you are picturing a neural landscape. You can break down the process here into two main phases: the chord exploration and the melodic exploration, single note lines. Here's an example of what it might look like. I'm using a software called Neck Diagrams, neckdiagrams.com. If you don't have it, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. One of the best investments that I've made as far as my guitar education. And the first thing I'm going to do here is just visualize it and see if any shapes comes out. And I'm looking for simple things that I can remember. For example, here's a shape that kind of stands out. Looks like an open D shape. Another shape that kind of stands out is this one. Let's just play a little bit with these two chords, and then I'll gradually maybe add some more as I go. We're just exploring here. And then I can do the same thing, this time using the melodic single note approach. So in this case, I'm going to look at the full fretboard again. I'm going to try to find some things that kind of stand out visually. For example, I have this right here. This grouping of 4 notes, kind of diagonal like that, starting from the root. That's something I can remember, maybe something I can use. And then can I find the same shape somewhere else? Actually, yes, I can. I see the same shape here, starting minor third above. So in essence, I have these 2 shapes here. Let's see if I can find something interesting using that. And as I go, I will explore more areas of the fretboard, trying to find maybe some connections with previously learned scales. And that will help the inner subconscious thing that is happening when you're working on these. When you're working on licks, I covered that in the previous video. It was misunderstood, but I didn't mean never learn licks. But the most important thing is not in learning the lick, but it's what's happening behind the scenes in your subconscious. You're making the connections between what you're hearing and what you're delivering. So that's what's happening here. But let's just play a little bit with these shapes, see if anything else comes up. I promise if you do this kind of thing on a regular basis, you will soon reap the rewards. You'll start to hear things. You will start to be able to name things as you're hearing them. You'll hear a piece on the radio and think, hey, that sounds familiar. That gives me the same feeling as I had yesterday in my practice. And yesterday I was working on the Mixolydian mode. This must be Mixolydian. And then you go back home if you heard that on the radio in the car and you check, you try to play that. And yes, you are right. You'll see some connections that are made. It's really, really beneficial. It's an awesome way to do things. If you want a starting point, a starting pack, I prepared for you a few backing tracks completely free with the full diagrams on the screen so you can do the work that we've done in this video. You can do that by visiting the link below. Just enter your email and I will be sending you those backing tracks completely free. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. I've got a lot more videos coming soon. As a matter of fact, I've got a list of topics here to cover that I'm really excited about. I don't want you to miss those. So hit that subscribe button, watch more videos. I will see you very soon. Practice well. Practice well. Salut.